So that would contradict the second part of the sentence because if the fears are opaque, that implies they're not very well understood. But if we can also say that they're based on experience, that implies that they are understood. Yeah, so it's a very good fit. But you're right, you could talk about someone's fears being opaque to them. That is, they don't know why they're afraid. Like my partner, she's afraid of whales. Afraid of them, like she doesn't, and she also doesn't like to go to the aquarium and go under the water. So, um, but like she doesn't even really like looking at pictures of whales. So, and I that fear is opaque to her. She doesn't know why she's afraid. Um, these fears can be very opaque. It's kind of like opaque already means that you can't understand it. So to say that you very much can't understand it is kind of it's unnecessary. It's a redundant modifier. Whereas to say that they're very real is yes, but in very real is a it's kind of an intensifier. What you're saying is people don't think that these fears are real, but believe me, they're very real. It's quite informal. I would say um, that the public have very real concerns about the future of um, sustainable energy. And that would be a way of emphasizing that I believe that those are real and that I've got evidence. Yeah, so you're right. Things, if we look at reality in one way, things are either real or they're not real. But if we can use very with some words as an intensifier rather than a quantifier. Hmm. Yeah, the public has very real concerns about renewable energy, and I'd be saying that because I'd want to signal that I really believe there's something important there. So it might mean a situation where someone doesn't really trust you anymore, but
Damage.
they're not yet ready to break up or end the relationship.
Can you give us an example? For example, uh
I damaged my relationship with my sister by stealing her credit card to pay for my gambling debts. So, like, we could talk about relationships in lots of different senses.
yeah.
Like, you have a relationship with the boss, that is, do they trust you? Do you get on well? Do you do your job? You know, relationship with a partner. They could be damaged in all sorts of ways, but I imagine it's often about trust, or about you might also I damaged my relationship with my friend because I used a rude word that they didn't like. Mm, yes, yeah. You could say I damaged my relationship with my supervisor by publishing our joint research project under my own name, a set under my name. I damaged my relationship with my supervisor by publishing using his data set but under my name. Hmm. That sentence is not. I would have said, and there is a risk in expressing and working through conflict. That is, I think that this can be a risky thing to do, is what they're trying to say. Hmm. I think the sentence is mistaken. Um, what kind of risk? I guess like Yeah, like what if you say you know what, I'm not very happy with you because you stole my data set and used it. And you might say, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to take it to the police. Well, I'll punch you. I don't know. There's a risk because if people get upset with each other, they might yeah. So sometimes people feel it's easier just not to say anything, right?
Yeah, and that's okay. I got it. Perfect.